When I was a kid, my bully-free summer wonderland was always punctured by those back-to-school ads on telly. You know, the ones advertising deals on school books or school shoes in late January. Each ad a skewer into the soul. The only upside was shopping for a pair of Barter Scout school shoes complete with big cat footprint and secret compass fitted into the heel. The compass was ideal in case you needed to orienteer your way from Coogee Beach to Randwick Junction and couldn't take a noon bearing from the sun. Moreover, with all the big cat footprints around our neighbourhood, no doubt people reported a pride of lions roaming the streets of Randwick Coogee in the 1970s. Shopping for school shoes meant using those futuristic shoe machines at Grace Brothers that magically x-rayed our feet. It was called a pedoscope. So look out, Prince Andrew. These machines were installed in shoe departments from the late 1920s until the late 1970s in Australia. Kids loved them, but a growing awareness of radiation hazards and increasingly stringent regulations forced their gradual phasing out. So if your toes fall off at 75, it won't be from diabetes. Clark's desert boots were also popular and excellent for navigating the barren sports ground in the throes of a parched summer. Apparently they didn't make Barter Scouts for girls, much to their chagrin, but the girls had their own back-to-school tropes, shoes called Mary Janes and Holly Hobby lunchboxes, to name a few. One activity that was unisex, however, was covering your school books with brown paper and plastic. Remember doing that? You pull out your purple pot of Perkins paste, sorry for the alliteration, which Scummy Thomas would always eat in maths for some reason, and Psycho Alan would try and sniff in a bag with little effect, before pasting wax brown paper onto your textbooks. Then you'd Perkins paste, a verb, your textbooks with all your favourite bands. For me it was the Sex Pistols, the Jam, the Clash, the Specials. If you were dumb, that is. It was much shrewder to cover your textbooks with men of science from the Victorian period or inspirational quotes from astronauts from the 1970s, guaranteed to earn you extra marks. In fact, it was even better to cover your books with your teacher's favourite bands. I don't know too many 12-year-olds who are fans of Andy Williams. Oh, he's my favourite baritone, Mr. Prentice. His version of Moon River is a classic. Shopping for gym items was always depressing for non-sporty types like yours truly. I mean, being over 6 foot at high school meant I grew out of everything really rapidly. But it was always the same prosaic white gym clothes with matching white Dunlop volleys that you'd paint with that special white paint to keep them clean. Remember doing that? Shopping for tech drawing tools with the compass, not the Barter Scout type, but the pointy type for inanely drawing circles, was equally depressing. The compass was an error of judgment for my knock-em-down, drag-em-out school. Psycho Alan would inevitably take the compass from your Starsky and Hutch pencil case and stab you in the forearm with it. If you complained to the indifferent tech drawing teacher, Alan would stab you in the head with it after school. Good times. So it was prudent to say nothing and absorb the puncture and practice left-hand studies on the piano for a week and simply allow him to use your compass for his homemade tattoo in the back of the classroom. Your Fonzie or Welcome Back Cotter or Evel Knievel lunchbox would be ready for its Vegemite or exciting Devon and tomato sauce sandwich, which you'd attempt to trade for Slovakia or vine leaves from the kids who hailed from the neighbouring Greek enclave at Kingsford. Ironically, the things we never shopped for was a hat or a drink bottle. Hydrate wasn't a verb for kids in the 70s, and you couldn't drink in class. You could only drink at recess and lunchtime. Some shrewder kids brought a frozen bottle of lime green or radiation orange GI cordial to school wrapped in a tea towel. As it thawed by lunchtime, you'd have a cool drink, but most of us we had bubblers at school. However, Psycho Alan would jam sticks in them so they never worked or squirted you in the eye. Laughed we nearly started. So we were always thirsty. And hats were banned from my public school. So on the first day back, you'd line up outside for assembly, sans hat, in the beating sun for hours, redder than a tomato in a dark room, as one teacher after another delivered their 1978 pedagogic manifesto through a wind-washed megaphone. If you didn't pass out from heat stroke, you were sent to class and peeling with a swollen tongue in the manner of either Burke or Wills crossing the Strzelecki. The Clark's desert boots were ideal. So I've been thinking about back-to-school days in this unique summer of 2022. What back-to-school item do parents need for their kids this January? COVID vaccination.